Hi, Nick. Thanks for joining me today.
That's okay. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. So let's just start with, could you tell us a little bit about what you do and how long you've been doing it?
Okay, so the business is a sort of hybrid of a marketing company and an investment placement agent.
Okay.
So our role is to work with business owners
Yes.
to find buyers or investors for their product. So typically this can be a renewable energy company looking for cash for expansion. It can be a real estate resort development, or it can be a large infrastructure project such as an airport.
And how long has this business been running?
So we've been running for 2.5, 3 years now in earnest. Prior to that, we all had day jobs.
Right, okay.
And it sort of grew from there.
And in that time, what's been the biggest learning that you've had?
That's an interesting question, and I think that the one thing we have learned is don't expect people to do what they say they're going to do all the
time. Good one. You've seen some interesting things then, have you?
We've seen everything in the last 2.5, 3 years, from people providing LOIs and then just renegading on them, and just all sorts of things. So the decent clients that we have and the decent investors that we have, we work very hard with to keep. The others we've just cut loose because they're just time wasters and tire kickers.
So do you think you can spot these time wasters a bit more now?
Yeah, we can. And we've learned the hard way. But so we work with other partners because obviously we don't know every investor globally, much as we'd like to. So we've made a corporate decision that anyone with a Gmail or a Yahoo email address, we don't deal with.
Okay. Interesting, yeah.
Because they're just brokers.
Yeah.
And to our mind, if you want to be taken seriously in business, it costs £20 a year to have a decent email address.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do that, then you're not who you say you are.
Yeah. And what about, so that's more the negative side. What about the positive side? What's the biggest success that you've seen in the last couple of years?
Well, we've worked with some really good business owners, and so the first 6 months of lockdown was probably the best time for us because all of the people that we need to speak to, who are all chief execs and investment officers and things like that, well, they were all at home looking for something to do.
Yeah, of course.
And so we really managed to expand our network significantly in that time and make relationships and start relationships that we wouldn't have had access to any other time. So for us, that was really good. And so we spent all day, every day on Zoom, talking to people, meeting them, explaining what we do, developing existing relationships, things like that.
Brilliant. And was that a lot through LinkedIn, was it? That was that networking came through?
Partly, yes. So my partner used to be a retained headhunter in the debt capital market space. So he has a number of bots on LinkedIn that can pick out, chief execs from this particular type of company, and we'll just target them, or chief investment officers, or finance directors, or whoever.
Brilliant. So you were talking about your career before this business. You were working for other businesses. What is there a leader or a mentor that stood out in your career for you?
Yes, there is. So if I go back to 1997, and I transferred industries. So prior to that, I'd been in the Lloyd's of London market. And then I came over to the investment world, and I was mentored by a guy whose name is Alan, who was 20 years older than me. took me under his wing, and I just learned so much from him in terms of client service, sales skills, and to a degree people skills as well. Just a whole load of different things that I would never have considered.
Yeah, you got a good grounding.
Yeah, no, and he's a top guy.
Yeah, brilliant.
And I think it's quite crucial to have that.
It's really important, is it? And do you, is there a group of, do you have a team that you work with? Are you mentoring people and helping?
No, at the moment we're just a small team of 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah.
And we're all old, and we're all sort of working remotely. We know where we want to be on our end game.
Yeah.
And I think when we get to that stage, it's certainly something that we'd be considering.
Just thinking about the industry that you're in and the businesses that you're working with, maybe, but what is it that's inspiring you at the minute?
I think probably there are 2 things. We work with some really decent people, and they are sort of world leaders in their field, and particularly a lot of the renewable energy projects that we're working on, I think are really good. And in the current climate, they're even better, because they don't rely on gas, they don't rely on oil. They're just very, very clever technology that will help reduce carbon emissions, will help provide energy for many years to come. And so it's quite interesting working on those and understanding a fraction of the technology. Our job isn't to understand.
Mind-boggling, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, just to give you one, we've got it's basically a data center product, but the data center is placed in a municipality across Europe. They've worked out a way to cool down the data center because they provide a lot of heat and energy. Yeah. So they've provided their own liquid that cools down the data center. Yeah. But at the same time, all the heat and energy that is produced by the data center, 95% of it is then used to heat the municipality where it's based. So it provides heating and hot water for a municipality of 100,000 people.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Brilliant.
So, you can see that particularly across Europe, where heating is done on a district heating grid.
Yeah.
Not like it is over here in the UK. And so you can see how popular that will be.
Really, really good. Really interesting. So that's one of the businesses that you're working with, is it?
Yeah, and that's clean energy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a byproduct, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I just wish you'd put one near me.
I know, that'd be all right, wouldn't it? Do you know what? I used to live in an apartment that was heated by the overheat from the council building next door. So that was I thought, that was good. Okay, so thinking about your business, and you were just talking about, where you want to go in the future. What do you see as the main challenges moving forward for you?
I think we need more stability in the markets. So at the moment, because of the political environment, because of things going on in Ukraine and everything else, markets have suffered, particularly the stock markets and things like that.
Yeah.
For us as well, we don't really touch individual stocks or bonds. We deal with alternative assets. And so, it's about big investors, large institution investors looking to deploy their capital to get decent returns. So the challenges for us are to have enough quality projects to be able to take to investors. And that's always assuming they have enough cash to invest. And obviously, as the markets are looking more at alternatives now because of what's happened. But it's a slow process. In 2 to 3 years' time, it might be completely different. But if you look at something like, for example, a large pension fund, probably 5 to 7% of their portfolio is invested in alternatives, maybe 10. you know, that will increase significantly. That'll probably go up to 20.
Yeah.
And of course, so from our perspective, if we can find the product, then we can.
You've got to have those products ready for that. Yeah.
But then, you know, we have other products like resort developments across the world.
Yeah.
You know, 5-star resorts. And of course, the leisure industry has been hit over the last few years because of COVID, because of everything else. And so, you know, are people still going to invest in that? That's another challenge to find out.
Yeah, definitely. It's not recovered yet, has it? That area. Okay, so final question for you is, what would you recommend to a young person starting their first business in today's world?
Starting their business, stick at it.
Yeah.
Because no one has the passion for a business like the business owner. And that's something we've really noticed. So our job is to find buyers for a product.
Yeah.
As soon as we've got interest, we get the business owner on the call because he's the one with a passion for this business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, if you can get that passion across, then you're selling a story. You're not selling a product. You're not selling a product. It's a people business. Whatever business you're in, it's people related.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I would say stick at it and have faith in your own ability, because you know that no one's going to suddenly become an overnight millionaire. You know, and it's going to become hard work, and you're going to put in a lot more hours than you thought you would. Yeah. But you know, the rewards are what you make them ultimately.
Great advice. Well, thank you. Thanks for that,
That's okay.
Nick. Really nice to talk to you. Wishing you all the best with your business.
That's all right. Pleasure. Nice to meet you too, and good luck with the rest of your interviews.
Thank you.